guys, this is Kate. Today I will be showing you how to get this look, this very glowy but at the same time natural look with a neutral eye and just glowy skin. This is something I've been doing every day, especially now in the summer because the heat is just killing me. And with all the sweating on my way to work and then staying in the air-conditioned room for 9 hours, my skin is just, it's not loving it because it's hot but it's dry and then it's cold in the air conditioning and dry again. So if you want to see how I try to save my skin and make it look nice and fresh all day, just keep on watching. So for this look I'm starting off of course with a clean face, just moisturized. I use a regular moisturizer. And first thing that I do is I put on some lip balm because my lips are just chapped like crazy. So I'm applying it right now. This is just a normal lip balm with some SPF in it, so that's always good. And then I'm moving on to foundation. My new favorite. I'm probably the last person on earth and definitely last person in the whole YouTube beauty community to use this product. This is the Revlon Colorstay foundation in the color 180 Sand Beige, and I'm in love with this stuff. It's amazing. It stays on. It's moisturizing, but it's light. It's just beautiful. And I'm using a wet Real Techniques sponge to apply it. The only bad thing about this foundation is that it doesn't have a pump, so you have to either put the product straight on your face with your fingers or onto a brush or sponge or whatever. So like I said, I'm using a sponge. I'll put just a little bit because it's always better to add product later than try to scrub it off your face. So I'm just putting, sorry, I'm looking in my viewfinder, little dots of it all over my face and then blend. I decided that a sponge is the best way to put this foundation on. It just goes on so smoothly, so beautifully. It has good coverage, but doesn't make you cakey or anything. It's very, very light and I love it. It's a perfect color for me. I'm unfortunately pale as I was in February, for example, and it's middle of August, so that's pretty depressing. Of course I will have to add some concealer because I have this ginormous zit on my chin. Of course, when I want to film a video, I have something like this. Okay, so this is my foundation done. Now I'm moving on to concealer. And I'm using very well loved, as you can see, there's like no writing on it anymore. Collection, what is it? Collection lasting concealer or something. I'll put it in a link. I put the link down below, of course, for you. But this is the color number 2, Cool Medium. And I put it on any blemishes that I might have and a little bit under my eyes, but because for me, it's tiny, a little bit too heavy for under my eyes. I will add another concealer in a second there. So I put some here on my chin and I just blend it in with my finger. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit around my nose. More. I'm running out. So sad, and I can't get it where I live. I have to order it online.
a little bit on my forehead, like right here, because this I tend to get some redness.
Okay, I think this is quite okay. So this part of concealing is done. And now I'll just put some under eye concealer. And this is another lifesaver. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind. Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eye Eraser Perfect Cover Concealer. Whatever. You guys know this is the one with the round sponge on the top. I think everybody knows this product by now. So I just put it under my eyes because I have huge dark circles under my eyes. It doesn't matter how much sleep I get, I just have them. I think it's genetic, thanks Dad. So I just put some here. And a little tip, if you have dark circles, the biggest thing that you have to remember about is to put the concealer also like right here in the corner, because this is where you get the most darkness. So it's not only underneath your eyes, it's actually in that corner. So I put some here. So I'm done with concealing. I'm leaving the base for now because I like to let the concealer and foundation sit a little bit before I powder. So now I will move on to brows. I'm not the greatest at doing my brows, so I'm lazy about my brows, especially in the summer. I like to just have as little product as I can on a daily basis. So I'm just using the Maybelline Brow Drama Sculpting Brow Mascara in medium brown.
And I just brush through my brows, kind of to keep them in place, and at the same time give them a little bit of shape and add some color, just a tiny bit.
Okay, and that's literally it. That's all that I do with my brows. I'm so lazy. After brows, it's time for the eyes. Again, I don't do anything crazy on a daily basis, mostly because I don't have time for that. I would love to, but I don't have time for that. So I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see better. Okay, perfect. So I'm using the Maybelline Color Tattoo, the one in number 40 Permanent Taupe, as the name suggests. It's taupe. It's this bronzy, grayish, purplish kind of color, as you can see, but it's beautiful. I love it. It's just very neutral, everyday color. I try not to put too much. I use my finger with it.
I start in the center and focus on the outer half of my eye. We will add just a tiny bit of a darker shadow, and I will use my Absolute Nude palette from Catrice. I'm using the darkest color right here. It's like browny gray type of color. And I'm using just a random essence brush. It's like a crease blending brush. I'm sorry about the lighting, guys. I'm using natural lighting and it just kind of goes crazy. I'm also testing a new camera, so I don't know how it will turn out. So I just put some in my crease and blend. So blend.
So once I'm done blending that darker eyeshadow, the eyeshadow look is pretty much done, and this is what it looks like. So then it's time for mascara.
I don't really curl my lashes. I have long and curled lashes naturally, so I just add a coat of mascara to emphasize even more, because I love my lashes. I think they are one of my best features on my face, and I'm not ashamed to say that. So I just... Oh, and by the way, this is of course Maybelline the Rocket. I think there's a lot of Maybelline in this tutorial. Pure coincidence. So I just add a nice coat of this mascara, and as you can see, it is literally amazing. Like, look at that difference. Look at this eye and look at this eye. It's awesome. I know I'm getting very close, I'm sorry. Okay, so mascara is done, eyes are done, almost. I'll come back to add one more thing with the eyes. But now I'm going back to my face. So I'm just gonna powder with the Rimmel Stay Matte powder in the transparent color. The transparent powder. And I'm just using this big brush. I think it's from Sephora. I don't powder a lot because this foundation doesn't really need that much powder, but I just want to make sure that the concealer stays in place. So I'm just gonna add a little bit on my chin where I put some concealer, a little bit like here in the center of my forehead. And now under the eyes, what I do is like I squish the brush to make it narrow but long, if that makes sense. And I just put some powder on and I place it like this. I kind of press it under my eyes. I don't go like because that basically, in my opinion, makes the powder go everywhere except for the place where you want it, so under your eyes. Like all over my face, I don't mind, like I do the, but under my eyes I just prefer it this way. And like I said, not too much at all of this. Okay. And now the fun part. Let's try to make me look like I've been on vacation, which I haven't, which is bad. So I'm just gonna use some bronzer, and this is the only thing that I don't think is very easily available out of all the products that I use. This is by the brand called Bikor, whatever. Basically, it's called the Egyptian Earth, and it looks like this. It's beautiful, it's very natural. The commercial says, or the website says, that it's supposed to fit all skin tones, and I think it might be true. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of contouring, just like tiny bit, but then with the same product, I'm gonna put it also as a blush, so on my cheeks. So I'm just gonna start with contouring and suck in my cheeks a little bit, like this, and put it here in the holes. I know it looks kind of dramatic right now, but trust me, once you blend it in, it's gorgeous. So first I blend it in underneath my cheekbones and down my jaw, a little bit down to my neck. It's very pigmented, so I don't use much. I just kind of like dab the brush in it. Oh, and by the way, this is an e.l.f. stippling brush. I know that stippling brushes are not exactly for bronzer, but I just think that this works best for this product, so this is what I use. And as you can see, my skin already looks sun-kissed and beautiful. So the other side. Okay, so now, once I have my contouring done, I'll put some more on my cheeks. I'll smile. And just using circling motion, I'll add some sun to my face. And a little bit on my forehead. Okay, and the last thing I do, come on light. Okay, the last thing I do is I put on some highlighter just on the top of my cheekbones and a little bit in the corner. That's what I said about coming back to my eyes. And I'm using the Diamond Illuminator. It looks like this. This is the packaging and this is the product itself. It's like goldeny champagne kind of color. And I use this little brush, just pick a little bit of this and place it on the top of my cheekbones. It's also another very pigmented product from the drugstore. It's awesome. And then with my little pinky, I'm gonna just dab some in the inner corner, like this. So that's the finished look. I love it. It's very glowy, very summery. It gives me a little bit of the sun, like it looks like I've been tanning, which I haven't, unfortunately. It's very light. It keeps the foundation, keeps the skin moisturized, even in that horrible air conditioning that I spend 8 hours a day in. My skin still feels nice and fresh and happy, which is amazing. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, please click the subscribe button below and give this video a thumbs up. And bye!